Chelette is joining us. She's the founder and CEO of The Women's Code and the author of The Women's Code Presents Happy Women, Happy World. Let's talk about this book real fast. Happy Women, Happy World reminds me of Happy Wife, Happy Life. Tell us what inspired the book, and ultimately, say I read this whole thing, what am I going to walk away with?
Okay, very good. So number one, Happy Woman, Happy World was born after I sold my business to this company that was privately held by Bill Gates. They offered me a job as a senior director, and I was at the company for about 2 years. And I realized that there's very little information for women in leadership positions available, and certainly not stuff that is real, right? So a lot of people in the space, in the self-improvement space say, do this one thing and then your life will automatically be amazing, right? So in every 5 seconds, it's another program that comes along. And I can't stand that because I believe that, life is like a loaf of bread. You get to consume the whole thing if you want, but you're going to have to take a knife and cut it into slices. And then you'll consume one slice at a time. Whoever said that it's the whole thing all at once? And that's what women do wrong. That's sort of the number one thing that all the women that I work with, that I've ever touched in my entire life, they go like, but I want to have it all. That's great. Just not all at once. It's really a
True. It's very true.
Right? There's a time for love. There's a time for children. There's a time for career. There's a time to take care of your body. There's a time to take care of your health. I call this in the book ego rhythm. So that's sort of my biggest concept that I'm introducing in this book. And it was because I drove myself crazy trying to be a great single mom, of working really hard. You cannot pick up your kid at 3:00 from the childcare and put in 80 hours to make the corner office as a partner. But you can take the time to be with your kid. And then when the time is right, put the 80 hours in that it takes to make that corner office. You just want to be clear about it. And that's what I really wanted to do. This is the roadmap for women to say, if I have my kids early, what's going to happen? If I have my kids late, this is what's going to happen. How do I take care of myself? How do I get to have everything without driving myself crazy, ruining my relationship, becoming a raging, I'm not saying the word, difficult person to deal with, or being depressed and unhappy or overweight or sick? This is really, it's like, look, it's hard. Okay, wanting to have everything as a woman is very hard. This makes it just a little bit easier because at least you can plan.
Which I think is amazing as well, because the first thing, I believe, in my opinion, is an increase in awareness. Before something changes, it's the increase in the awareness. And so before you become more successful, before you have a better relationship, before you have better health, it's first an increase in some level of awareness. Maybe you call that a different word, higher consciousness. Somebody taught me something.
It is the first pillar of the Women's Code is awareness.
Awareness. What do you know, right? So there's a lot of overlap.
Exactly.
Sometimes we just use different words, but I love what you're saying because I do think so many people out there, they want to have it. Why not? Especially since nowadays we have access to the internet, which essentially is it's everything. It's all the information we'd ever need to take action on to have it all. But I think a lot of us are overloaded, overwhelmed with the information, with having it all. And I love the fact that you simplify it down. You can have it all. But caveat, just not all at once necessarily. So that's what I take away when I read this thing. Fantastic. And this is my copy. I can give this to my girlfriend and I can read it after.
I brought 2 copies, one for you and for your girlfriend.
Fantastic. I love that. So it all starts with an increase in awareness. I'm sure there's so many people that have heard this and have been inspired by you. I think you're amazing. And I've got my copy of the book. But if somebody wants to get a copy of the book, learn more about you, reach out to you, where can they do that?
So they can go to Amazon. So it's available as a printed copy, an ebook, and also as an audiobook. We make it easy.
Awesome. Well, you are a business rock star, and we appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. What great times I had.
What an amazing time in your story. Whew. This is Business Rockstars. I'm Mark Lack, and we connect a community of entrepreneurs. If you'd like to be a part of it, you can join us on Facebook, Twitter, or online at businessrockstars.com.